Buenos días, clase. Hoy vamos a hablar sobre la ropa tradicional de Latinoamérica. Pues mucha gente en Latinoamérica todavía lleva ropa tradicional y muchas veces esta ropa es indígena, pero no todo el tiempo. Y esta ropa tradicional puede incluir huipiles, polleras, ponchos de lana y guayaberas. Y aquí tenemos los huipiles, que son muy popular entre la gente maya en México y Guatemala, la pollera en Panamá, el poncho de lana que se llevan en las montañas, especialmente en Perú, Ecuador y lugares donde hace mucho frío en las montañas. La guayabera que se lleva porque hace mucho calor y esto es muy ligera y por eso no tienes tanto calor. Pues vamos a leer la página 241 y ustedes van a responder a las preguntas después de leer. Y yo lo voy a cambiar aquí. You guys can see I have a ton of windows open. Muy bien, aquí ustedes van a leer eso. Después van a responder a estas preguntas aquí. Pues pause the video now and then we'll go over it together. Muy bien, pues am, estos artículos con la ropa, de ropa con lugares en los que se usan. Los huipiles se usan en México sobre todo, huipiles. La pollera de Panamá. El poncho de lana en Ecuador. La guayabera en el Caribe. A mí me gustan más los huipiles porque tienen mucho color, son de mucho color y son muy bonitos, pero también me encantan las guayaberas porque parecen extremadamente cómodos, ¿no? Y ustedes han visto la incorporación de elementos tradicionales en la ropa, disculpa, I can't even talk tonight, en la ropa moderna, ¿sí o no? Pues a veces se ve aquí la gente que lleva ponchos de lana porque son muy cómodos y pues when it's cold, they're very warm to wear, ¿no? Bien, vamos a continuar. Pues esto es Chaska, es una mujer que vive en Perú. Se prepara por la mañana. Primeramente ella se despertó. Después ella supo que iba a llover. Supo. Hmm. So this is the preterite, but what's that? Puso su sombrero. Se vistió en su poncho de lana. So we know what this is. Despertar, se vistió. We know what that is. Ella vino a su cocina para hacerse un café y dijo hola a sus hijos y ella anduvo a la escuela. Pues aquí tenemos unos verbos muy diferentes, ¿no? This is the last part of the preterite we're going to do. And these are verbs that radically change their roots in the preterite tense. Y aquí tenemos una lista. Pues esto se encuentra en la página 238 en el libro. Empezamos con andar. Andar cambia a anduv. Estar, estuv. Poder, pud. Poner, pus. Querer, quis. Saber, sup. Venir, bin. Traer, traj. Decir, dij. Y las terminaciones son un poquito diferentes también. Yo anduve, pues tenemos e. No accents. You'll see no accents. Estuviste. pudo, pusimos, quisisteis, supieron. So it doesn't matter over here if it's an IR, AR, or ER verb. They all have the exact same endings and they have these roots. There's no real rhyme or reason for this. You just have to memorize. Unfortunately, that's the best way to do this, is just to memorize. Pero hay una excepción, trajeron y dijeron, ¿no? So the roots that end in J, they drop the I in the ellos form. So you have to remember that as well. And also remember that you have to look at the roots of verbs. So, por ejemplo, si yo tengo componer, to compose, componer, oh, we see the root there is poner. So the verb will be compuso, etc. So you have to be very careful with those and always look at the root verbs in every one. Pues vamos a practicar en el libro 8.14. I don't know exactly where this is, but we're about to find out. Oh, I went too far. Pues yo tengo que leerles una cosa, so I gotta open my book here because, of course, that audio file is not going to work because they never do. 8:14. Ustedes me van a decir cuál es. So you're going to tell me which one it goes to, right? And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Adelante. Número 1. Inés y Camila hicieron un pastel de chocolate. Inés y Camila hicieron un pastel de chocolate. Hicieron un pastel de chocolate. Esto es número 1. Picture 1. 2. Inés y Camila compraron unos regalos para Carmen. Inés y Camila compraron unos regalos para Carmen. Esto es aquí, ¿no? Número 5. 3. En la fiesta, Carmen abrió los regalos y todos le dijeron feliz cumpleaños. En la fiesta, Carmen abrió los regalos y todos le dijeron feliz cumpleaños. ¿Cuál es? Es número 4. 4. A medianoche, Camila y Inés tuvieron que irse a casa. A medianoche, Camila y Inés tuvieron que irse a casa. ¿Cuál es? Yo diría que es número 2. 5. Inés y Camila pusieron los regalos y el pastel en el carro. Inés y Camila pusieron los regalos y el pastel en el carro. Esto es número 3. Y por fin, this one will be obvious, Manuel trajo los refrescos. Manuel trajo los refrescos. Y esto tiene que ser número 6. Muy bien. Muy bien, vamos a ir a... Well, we can't exactly do that one. Pues vamos a hacer paso 2. I should have looked at this before I started recording. So I want you to organize chronologically these activities and use the verbs to describe each picture in more detail. So we have comprar, traer, hacer, abrir, irse, y poner. Bien, vamos a continuar. So actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna move on and we're gonna do paso dos, which is not exactly. Sorry, I guess I'm looking a little bit lost here, but I'm not. I swear I know what I'm doing. We're gonna go to 8:15, and obviously you can't do this with a pareja because we're not in class. But what I want you to do is with the yo, I want you to change these to the tu form. Just do it quickly. Just write it down. So I want you to pause the video and change all the yo forms to the tu forms. Go ahead and do that. Pause the video now. Muy bien, vamos a continuar. Tenemos aquí yo hice, tú hiciste. Yo tuve, tú tuviste. Yo di, tú diste. Yo quise, tú quisiste. Yo fui, tú fuiste. Tuve, otra vez, tuviste. Me puse, te, don't forget the reflexive pronoun there, pusiste. Pude, pudiste. Dije, dijiste. Muy bien. So let's go over, and it's the exact same ones on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep practicing here. We're just going to go for it. So instead of the tu form, I want you guys to put the ellos form. So we're going to go with this together. So we have hiciste. So the ellos form would be, can't hear you guys, what would it be? Hicieron. Tuviste would be tuvieron. Diste would be dieron. Quisiste would be quisieron. Fuiste sería fueron. Tuviste, tuvieron. Te pusiste, se pusieron. Pudiste, pudieron. Dijiste, dijeron. Remember, with the J verbs, it drops the I. Super important to remember that. Ok, muy bien. Vamos a continuar. Hay unos casos especiales. Querer and poder can change meaning if they are used positively or negatively. This can be somewhat confusing, but it actually makes sense if you think about it logically. So we're going to go back up. Where is it? It is here. Oh, there we go. So saber, por ejemplo, supe. I found out, or I knew how to do it. I found out something in the past. Querer, quise. I tried to speak with her instead of I wanted. When we do the preterite, the imperfect, quería, you're going to see that the quería means I wanted, but in the past, quise means I tried. No querer, no quiso, she refused. Pude, I managed to do something. No pude, I didn't manage. Now we think of poder as to be able to. When we do the imperfect, you're going to have podía, which means you had the ability to do something in the past. And if you think of it logically, and we're going to go through this in chapter 9, I believe, or chapter 10, it does make sense. So what I want you to do now, keeping in mind the positive and negative and all that stuff, I want you to do 816, and I'm just going to copy this over to OneNote. You can see I'm recording this at 2 in the morning because I'm crazy. I actually had thought I was giving myself a pat on the back because I finally recorded all of the videos. Then I uploaded them to YouTube, was adding in screens and all that fun stuff, and then I realized I was missing 8.3 because the rest of them, of course, I recorded in the spring when we first went on the COVID shutdown. So this is the very last one. I just want to get it done so I can do fun things like, I don't know, binge watch things on TV because we can't really leave the house. Okay, so aquí you're choosing between saber, querer, and poder, but you're doing it in the past tense. So remember that these two can change meaning based on whether they're used positively or negatively. So I want you to pause the video and then go ahead. Okay. Cuando llegamos a la parada de autobús, I blank that there wasn't service on Sundays. I managed, I refused, I found out. Yo, well, this should be nosotros. Nosotros supimos because mis amigos y yo. Entonces, no. So there's no service, so we didn't blank on the bus. We didn't manage. No pudimos ir en autobús. Pero no. I didn't know to change my plans. I didn't manage to change my plans, or I refused to change my plans, or we refused. Quisimos cambiar nuestros planes y caminamos hasta el centro de la ciudad. Yo, something by jeans. I tried. Yo quise comprar unos jeans, pero no pude. I didn't manage to find any in my size. Por suerte, yo. So luckily, I blanked that shoes were on sale. I knew, right? Yo supe que los zapatos estaban en rebaja y no. I refused. No quise. Etcétera, etcétera. Y ahí está. Esto está la diferencia entre saber, querer, y poder. I'm not going to test you guys on that, but it's important to know that there is a difference, right? And to take that into account when you see those verbs. It'll become a little more important when we start doing the imperfect, because then you'll really see the difference. And it will make sense logically why the difference is there. But don't worry about that for now. So I want you guys to go ahead and do 8-9 and 8-10 in the book. This is practice with the radically stem changing verbs, and I'm going to link to a few down below in the comments. There's a few practice activities you can do. The best thing you can do here is just practice, and memorize. There's no trick to it, just memorize, and some other explanations that you're seeing on your screen now in case you don't think that I'm good enough. It's fine. People have thought that in my life. Tear emoji. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Nos vemos mañana.